Hey everybody, it's Angie and welcome to Hot and Flashy and welcome to my year-end review of the best makeup of 2015. 2015 was a great year in which I delved very deep, did a deep dive into foundations for mature skin. I started a new series called Foundation Friday for over 50. I also went pretty heavily into eyeshadow palettes this year. I think I tested about 10 different eyeshadow palettes. I think I tested about 20 different foundations. I went back through all my reviews and all my videos for the entire year of 2015 because, as you know, the things that stand the test of time, that we use day in and day out, that are true favorites, that are easy to apply, that are, long wearing, that don't make our skin look weird, those are the things that we keep reaching for over and over again, and those are the things that rise to the surface at the end of the year in this kind of a review video. I don't have a lot of favorites for 2015 from the drugstore. I think I'm going to have to try to make it a lot more even next year because this year I just had a lot of fun playing with more high-end stuff. So since I have such a short little list of things from the drugstore, I'm going to put those at the end, but I'm going to put the time code right here, so if you want to just fast forward right over there and not watch any of the high-end stuff, you can do that too. So let's get started right in with the high-end, and I like to start first with foundation because that's what I concentrated most on this year. I did find a holy grail foundation through the Foundation Friday series. I'm so thrilled about it, and it is still my favorite. It is the Chanel Perfection Lumiere Velvet Foundation. I wouldn't have normally looked at Chanel because in my mind it's so expensive that I wasn't even going there. But I got an email from a makeup artist in Paris who has worked on Sharon Stone, and he said, you know what, I've been watching your struggle and I think that you would love this foundation. So I went over and picked up a sample, and to my surprise, it wasn't the most expensive foundation that I tried this year. It's $47 for an ounce, but I tried some other foundations that weren't as good as this, that were $63 an ounce or $57 an ounce. So it is definitely high end. I'm not going to pretend that it's not expensive, almost 50 bucks per foundation, but a foundation that's so perfect for me. I can apply it with my fingers. It gives sheer to medium buildable coverage. It gives you a little time to work with it, and it's beautiful. Like, I just love the finish of it. It's not dewy, it's not matte, it's just right in between on me. If they could make it without fragrance and without the bit of alcohol that is in there, it would be perfect. My other favorite foundation from this year is the Becca Perfect Skin Mineral Powder Foundation. So as you can see, I have hit pan on it. This is how much I used it, and I loved it. Some of the foundations that I've tried have looked really good on video, but I didn't like them in real life. This I like equally on video and in real life. So this is a real winner for me. If you have super sensitive skin and you can't wear like a liquid foundation because it does have alcohol or fragrance, this is like the perfect powder foundation. It doesn't contain bismuth oxychloride, and so that is a compound that's in a lot of powder products, powder makeup products. It makes me itchy. I'm mildly allergic to it. It's not like I break out in hives or anything, but just during the day I'm like, I'm a little itchy. And so it was really hard to find one that didn't have that in it, and this one doesn't. I'll put the links to all of my reviews on all of these things so that if you want to see a more in-depth review, you can go see that. So they'll all be in the information box below the video. All right, next category is tinted moisturizers. I didn't really try that many tinted moisturizers this year, but when I went to New York City in March to have my photo shoot with Woman's Day magazine, the makeup artist there was so lovely, and we got to talking, and she used all Laura Mercier products on me. And so she said, I'll have my friend at Laura Mercier send you a little care package. I've fallen in love with a couple of these products. And so the first one is the tinted moisturizer. I don't like to use this as full coverage. What I like to do is have like a tinted moisturizer or a sheer foundation on underneath and then just do a light coating of this. So I was struggling with things to wear under it, and once I received this, the struggle was over. I can apply it with my fingers. I just kind of slap it on there, let it set up for a couple minutes, and then I put the Becca powder over it, and I love it. And on days when I really don't want to look like I have on makeup and I just want to do a no makeup look, I just put it on by itself with a little bit of setting powder, and I'm good to go for the day. So one of my other favorite products this year is a face primer that I also got from the person at Laura Mercier that sent me the products, and this is the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer. I started using this because when I first started using my Chanel, it would pill and ball when I tried to put it on over my all mineral sunscreen, and I was like, oh my god, I have to wear my sunscreen and I have to wear this, so what am I going to do? And I found that if I just put on a thin coat of this Laura Mercier foundation primer, that it made the foundation go on perfectly. So I've really been enjoying this in 2015 as well. Moving on to under eye concealer. I usually don't wear under eye concealer, but oh gosh, I guess I started to need to, so I was looking for under eye concealers. And so I tried 4 different under eye concealers this year. The one that has emerged as the one that I really love and use the most is by Lancome. It's the Lancome Waterproof Long-Lasting Under Eye Concealer. This is a great little product. You get a ton of it in here. You know, most under eye concealers, they come with a doe foot or a little clicky thing, and you only get like less than 1/4 of an ounce. This is a 1/2 ounce. I got it in color 210 Light Buff. If you just put on the tiniest little bit, this doesn't settle into your wrinkles. If you put on a little too heavier, it will settle into your wrinkles, but I find that if you just do the little trick where you split a tissue in half and you just like dab it and blot it to remove the excess, then after that it will not settle into your wrinkles for the rest of the day. I was having a real problem where every single under eye concealer that I tried, it was like looking scaly right in here. And I even was at Sephora talking to a sales girl about it, and she was like, well, do you moisturize? I'm like, do I moisturize? Honey, let me tell you a story about moisturizing. Like, so much, it's ridiculous. I should not be scaly in there. It wasn't me. It was the concealers. So this one doesn't make me look scaly in there. It's nice and natural looking. It doesn't have like a shiny finish, which you know I hate. It doesn't have a matte finish either. It's nice and skin-like, and this I am just loving. So, okay, moving on to the eyes. I tried a whole mess of eyelid primers in 2015. I did a big video comparing a number of different eyelid primers, and the one from the high-end stores that came out as hands down the winner was the Tarte Clean Slate 360 Creaseless 12-Hour Smoothing Eyelid Primer. Since I did that video, I've been using this every single day, and I haven't used anything else. My paint pots have gone by the wayside. I tried the Urban Decay Eden for older eyes primer potion. Did not like that at all. That was an epic fail. I tried that new one from Benefit, the Air Patrol, also epic fail. So this one is great because for older eyes that, the eyelid skin, it becomes crepey. If you have hooded eyes, it's saggy, but it's really the crepiness up there that is a problem for a lot of people. Because this is smoothing, it actually smooths out kind of the crepiness of your eyelids. It's also a great primer. It makes my eyeshadow stay all day. It's very easy to blend the eyeshadows when I'm using it. It doesn't crease. It sets up really nicely. All right, so moving on from there to eyeshadows. As I said in the intro, I went heavy into eyeshadow palettes, and I tried so hard to find one from the drugstore. I was so psyched when Maybelline and L'Oreal came out with their big palettes. They're all trying to knock off the Naked palettes because Urban Decay is killing it with everything eyeshadow. And you know what? There's a reason that Urban Decay is killing it. It's because they make, like, hands down the best eyeshadows on the planet. So my best of 2015 are Urban Decay. So I reviewed the Urban Decay Naked 2 basics that came out very early in the year last year. I think it came out January, February. I ran out and bought it because I had Naked Basics, the original, and that was like my go-to eyeshadow for the last couple of years, but it was a little too warm for me. When they said they were coming out with one that was a little bit cooler, I ran out and got it. And it is literally my favorite every single day go-to eyeshadow palette. And if you just want to take one thing for traveling, this is great as long as you're not going to too fancy of an occasion. But for an everyday palette, this is the bomb. Right before Christmas, I plunked down the money for the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette. I've used this every single day since I got it. I love this thing. I haven't done a full review on it, but this is going to replace all my other palettes as my everyday go-to palette. My travel palette, my special occasion palette, it is all in one here. These colors are so beautiful and wearable, and they have such an interesting mix of mattes, not just mattes and shimmers, but mattes. And then the levels of shimmers are all different. So some have just the tiniest little bit of shimmer, and then some are right up there to full-on heavy-duty glitter, but they're all so amazingly wearable. Like this gray over here has the tiniest bit of shimmer in it that just makes it so much prettier, especially I think like on an older eyelid because it's not flat and matte. It's just gorgeous. Then this maroon here is beautiful. I even used this in a Christmas time holiday tutorial, you would not guess that this was a wearable color. It is gorgeous and wearable. I wore this as eyeliner the other day underneath my eye. Where I live, people just don't wear a ton of really dark, really heavy, you know, eyeshadow. It's all very subtle, very muted, very natural where I am. So I can do an everyday natural look out of this. Same here. I can do an everyday, no makeup, natural look out of this every single day of the week. And then if I want to bump it up, I can bump it up. So anyway, Urban Decay wins for me, hands down this year. All right, on eyeliner, I did try a couple new eyeliners this year. I have a favorite one that I did love and use a ton this year, and that was the Pure Minerals Double Ego eyeliner. It has a mechanical pencil on this end, and then on the other end, it has a felt tip marker. What I really loved about this is that on older eyes, it's really hard to work with liquid liner. But the best way to apply liquid liner on an older lid is to make yourself a template with a regular eyeliner pencil first. So that's why I love it that this has two sides. So I can use the mechanical pencil side to like make my template, you know, I sketch on a line there, and then I just go over it with the felt tip pen part. Let's do eyebrows next. I tried a mess of eyebrow products this year. The high-end one that I found that I love the best is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Tinted Brow Gel. I got it in Granite. It's like a mascara for your eyebrows. If you have eyebrow hair, it is so easy and convenient to apply. Just right in the eyebrows. It's waterproof. It doesn't smear. It doesn't smudge. It doesn't flake. It stays in place. It keeps my eyebrows in place, keeps them looking great. I love the color selection. This is a great little product. Okay, moving on to mascaras. I tried Lancome mascaras and the Lancome Seal Booster. I switched and I was hooked and I haven't looked back. It's super expensive. I'm not going to tell you it's not. I think it's $25 for this and $27.50 for this, or the other way around. But that's a lot to spend on mascara. But together, bam, bam, man, do they make my eyelashes look great. And I know that because you guys, whenever I wore this, were like, oh my God, your lashes. Are you wearing fake lashes? I was like, nope, it's that new combo. So I am loving these two. This is the Lancome Hypnose Drama Mascara, and this is the Lancome Seal Booster. I also tried the Lancome Definicils. Don't like that nearly as much as I like this for giving like the pow lashes. When you really want to have your lashes on fleek and looking like you're wearing falsies but you're not, this is the combo to go for. Okay, so my favorite lip liner of the year. Can you tell that this is my favorite? There's hardly anything left of it. This is Makeup Forever Aqua Lip in color 3C. It didn't dry out my lips. It lasted for hours and hours and hours. I ran back and I bought a red one, and the red one, not so good. So I was like, okay, well, I love the one in 3C, so that's the one that I'm endorsing and recommending. I love it with my new favorite lipsticks this year, which are the Too Faced La Creme lipsticks. Can you tell? Because I have 3 of these. Right now I am wearing the combination of Makeup Forever Aqua Lip in 3C with the first of the Too Faced La Cremes that I bought, which is Spice Spice Baby. This is like the perfect, not quite nude, not pink, not brown, but just wonderful everyday color for me. There it is, loving that one. Loved it so much because it goes on, it lasts for hours and hours, it doesn't dry out my lips. It's one of the very first lipsticks I've ever tried that didn't make my lips feel dry and cracked and worse than when I put the stuff on. So I was like, oh my God, gotta get more of this. So I did. I bought it in a nude beach. This one also perfect nude for me, not too brown, a little bit more on the pinky side. And then I bought it in Coral Fire, which is a gorgeous corally red. So I think that is everything in the high-end best of 2015. Let's move on to the drugstore to see a couple of things that I did find at the drugstore this year that I can recommend. The first one is the Milani eyeshadow primer. This one came in second behind the Tarte primer in my big round of eyeshadow primer testing. It's a really great product. I really loved it. The price point is fantastic. It outperformed the Urban Decay Primer Potion, my MAC Paint Pot, which I loved and couldn't believe it beat it. It just, you know, makes your eyeshadow blend really nicely. That will help your eyeshadow to not crease, to wear longer. Then I also discovered a couple of new eyeliners this year from the drugstore. The first one, it's called the Super Skinny Eye Marker. So this is a liquid with a really super tiny point, and it's great for applying eyeliner. It lasts all day. I tried a trio of eyeliners from Physicians Formula. These come 3 to a box. These are their Shimmer sticks. These are little mechanical pens, and it was this one that has become the replacement for my Wet n Wild silver eyeliner. This is not too bright, not too dark, just really pretty. I don't know if you can see it on there, but that is a nice one. It stays in the waterline all day. It's nice and creamy. It goes on well. And you get 3 so that you can experiment with your look. So there's the bright shiny silver, there is like a gunmetal gray, and then of course there is the black, which we all need for all of our, going out nighttime looks. I found an adorable little eyebrow kit that I loved and used so much this year. It was kind of crazy how much I used this. Of course, that was before I found the Anastasia. This is the Milani Brow Fix Kit. It's like, has everything you need to take care of your eyebrows. It has little tweezers, it has a nice little angled brush, and it also has a little puffy pad in there so that you can fix up your eyebrows. It's got an eyebrow highlight so that you can do a little highlight beneath your brow, and then it has 2 shades of brow powder, and these come in different shades, light, medium, and dark. This one I have is in 01 Light. So this is a great little travel kit. It's got everything you need in there. Okay, and then a couple of lip liners that I discovered at the drugstore this year were the Rimmel Exxagerate lip liners. It's really creamy to apply, and I really like these. So I went out and I got another one. So I have this one, which is in the color 005 Pure, and that is a beautiful red, and it goes great with that Coral Fire. So it's nice, I like to mix, drugstore and high-end. Sometimes they work well together. I also went out and got another one. This is in color number 063 East End Snob. Ooh, does that describe me? Possible. Great little product for just a couple of bucks at the drugstore. And the last product in my favorites for 2015 from the drugstore is something that I just discovered last week when I did an all drugstore makeup tutorial, and that is the NYX WonderStick Highlight and Contour. This is an awesome little product. It's a dual-ended. One end has a, kind of a creamy bronzer, and the other end has a beautiful pearly highlighter. And I use this in that video to kind of recreate my high-end look. And I gotta say, of all the products that I picked to use in that video to recreate the high-end stuff, this is the one that I like the best. I love this. This, for me, is better than this. Can you see what that is? It's the Kevin Aucoin. And I think that this, $7 drugstore product was better than this. Don't get me wrong, this is a nice product, but this you can get in a couple of different shades. This, the cream, you only have 1 shade in this, and I gotta say, I find this a little muddy. It's kind of muddy. I used it on me, I used it on my friend, didn't like it on anybody. I do really like the Candlelight powder, and I like the Candlelight cream. And where this comes in light, medium, and universal, you can get this in colors that work for you. So this I was really loving. It blended beautiful, and it's so easy to use. You just draw a little line there and then smudge it out and you are good to go. So that I was very pleasantly surprised to find in the drugstore. Sadly, that was it from the drugstore. I tried probably 5 or 6 drugstore mascaras this year. Wasn't really thrilled with any of them. So I'm going to have to go on an epic hunt now for a drugstore mascara. So 2016 I think is going to be the year of drugstore mascara and doing a little more even of drugstore versus high-end. And let me know what you're interested in seeing this year as far as makeup, whatever it is, high-end, drugstore. I'm willing to test it all. And hopefully I'm going to go into the drugstore next week and see what's new. So that's it for the video for today, everybody. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate your time, as always. And so I hope that you're having a great week, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.